Uh, so good evening and welcome to our fourth day. Sorry, we are late 5 minutes. Sorry for that. And here I am again standing and with the same t-shirt I used yesterday. Okay, welcome here. Good evening. Good evening. Okay, let me just go through our chat first. We will start. Okay, that's great. So just first of all, before starting, just tell me like how you're feeling like about these sessions and all. And is there any feedback from your side? Like if you got all the topics till now, like we are going to like today, we are going to do the DOM manipulation, the most fun stuff of the JavaScript and HTML. So let me just go show you what we are going to learn today. So first we will understand how to access the elements from our HTML, and after that we will basically play with them. So yeah, this list is looking too huge, but trust me, it won't take more than 15 to 30 minutes to complete all these things if you are paying attention, by the way. Okay, and before starting, I will just announce the winner for yesterday quiz. So okay, video quality is not good. Let me just decrease my video quality first of all. Okay, just try to increase the video quality from the YouTube settings. Assignment got the certificates, please tell me. Yeah, I think you have to submit the assignment to get the certificate. Okay, sorry, Ankush, we are 6 minutes late. Good evening. Okay, so shall we start? Like permission milegi start karne ki? So we will start. And today we are going to do really cool stuff. Like we are going to utilize the real power of JavaScript. Cool. And by the way, just let's just fix all the issues like मैं दिख रहा हूँ, if you I'm audible, visible, etc., etc. Everything is good. Shall we start? I think I can start. Let me just give it a quick refresh here. I am feeling like this thing is not updating. Okay. So I will start, yeah. Okay, every day at time. Yeah, every day time is same, 6:30. Did not understand the assignment criteria. Can you explain it once? Okay, I will make you under. I will just explain what is the assignment and what is the criteria now. Everything is okay, sir. Yes, actually, I'm not feeling because of the season and all. My voice may crack little bit, but it's not an issue. बस चाय पी के ठीक हो गया. Okay, let's start. So here I have an HTML. Okay, so first of all, like very basic HTML with some list and all. So suppose you want to modify something, okay, because it's like we want to do something dynamic. So like if user clicks somewhere, we are going to do something for them. If we are also going to take input from the user, so we are going to do a lot of stuff, and for that we just need to know two things. First of all, we need to get something from from our HTML, and second thing, we are going to update that, modify, remove it, create it. We can do anything, and also we can also create something from our side. But for now, we are just going to focus on two things. First part is we have to get something from our HTML. For that, I'm just going to tell you about some of the ways by which you can access something from your HTML. And to get something from your HTML file, we have a special variable called document. So as I told you that yesterday, document is actually an object which is automatically created by the JavaScript for us. So we don't have to worry about how document is giving us all the powers and all to get something from the HTML. This is a very special variable for you. Basically, it's an object, and as you will progress in your web development journey, you will understand more about this. But it's out of the scope for this video. So, but I will try my best if I can cover some advanced stuff or not. If our video views like 120, 150 अगर views हो गए, so I will just cover some of the advanced part as well. Okay, so how we are going to do that? So first of all, what we want to do. First, we have to decide that what we want to access. So for that, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to create a. First of all, let me just comment out everything. Okay. So now we are going to have a very blank page. Now let me just show you one thing. I'm just going to create a div here for you. Div div. A very basic div, nothing so fancy, boring div. So we have a very boring div. I am a simple boring div. Simple boring div. By the way, coding is not at all boring, isn't it? Like some of the people think that coding stuff is too boring. No, it's so much fun. Sometimes I feel like I'm an artist. Because what artists do, they create some stuff, and we are also creating some stuff, although we are also engineers and all. So here I have a very basic division, div. So I am a very, and let me just give it an ID. Okay, ID, and let's just give it an ID of a box. Okay, box. Okay, ID of box, and let me just give it little bit of styling so that we can see it in a better way. So box, let's just give it a height of like 300 pixels, and also width of 300 pixels, and like the most common way to center something, display flex, and everything is going to be in center. Display flex, justify content center, justify content center, and align item center. Okay, heavy, and let me just give it a background color as well, background color, and let's just go with this color. Okay, so here we have our division here. Okay, that's great, nothing's too hard here. I have just created a division and have given a little bit of styling. Okay, okay, what is the assignment yesterday? I didn't get the assignment in the telegram. Yeah, I will just figure it out, what is the issue related to the assignment you are facing. By the way, okay, so we created a box. Okay, like anything difficult for you, just do let me know. I'm just going to by the way, I'm not going to tell you about the HTML, because obviously it's our JavaScript. Now I just want to change this thing. I just want to play with this box. So first of all, we want to like grab this box. Like if you want to, I just want to like do something with this mouse, I have to first of all select this. I want to just pick it up. Then I can do whatever I want to do with this mouse. So for that, we have something called document dot. Okay. So now this document, yeah, is this document is an object. So if I just do a console log for this document, it will be an object. And as I told you yesterday, if you create an object, so like let me just create an object can have something called properties. So these are simple variables like job is web developer. Okay, web developer. So this is a property, and object can also have some functions. So I can create a function like say hello. And how to create a function? Very easy. Like you can create a function directly here, and this function is just going to say hello. And if I just do a console.log for this object, console.log obj, and if I just open my console panel here, you will see that this is an object like with a property and as well as a function here, which is called method. So this thing is called method. Any function inside of an object is called methods for no reason. Now if I just want to access this say hello, what I have to do, just put a dot and say hello. And if I just give it a quick save, we are getting whole function. And if this thing is a function, what we can do, we can call it. So let me just call this function. And how we do call the function, just put these brackets afterwards. And if I just do this, now we are getting hello in our console panel. Similarly, document also have some functions, and we are going to utilize these functions, and these functions are super powerful. These functions are automatically created for us, and one of these functions is get element by ID. Okay, so this is the name of the function, and like it's very easy to understand, like get element by ID. Nobody can be more specific than this. So if you just pass a string here, and inside this string, well, this string is actually the ID that you want to select. So I want to select a thing in my HTML with the ID box. So I'm just going to type box here. Okay, and if I just give it a quick save, so now this function is actually going to select this division for us, and now this function also returns. So as soon as it will select, and it will return that box, whatever it has selected, so we can store that thing. So let me just create a variable box here. You can name this variable anything, and if I just do a quick console log for this box, and if we are going to get the whole HTML. Okay, so this, by this we are selecting this, and now if we just want to select this h1, so the ID of this h1 is title. So instead of this like box here, what I can do, I can just put title here. So now it will select that title. Okay, so get element by ID is a function which will select elements for us on the basis of ID. Okay, because ID are unique, so you just have to pass the ID name here in the form of a string, and rest of the whole difficult stuff will be handled by this get element by id function, and as soon as it will select something for us, it will return us like a normal function, and we can store it in a variable. Okay, so that's all. Okay, so let me just go through the chat. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. I'm just going to go through the chat after 5 minutes because stream is delayed by 5 minutes. So like I am ahead of you in time. So like whatever you do now, I will see like in after 5 minutes. But whatever I will do now, you will see after 5 minutes. Okay, so it's like a little bit of time machine here. Okay, let's just continue. So now, okay, obviously we are getting access to our whatever element is. So there are multiple ways by which we can select something from our HTML. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to create a like a little bit of layout. Okay, and it's not going to be very difficult layout. So I'm just going to create a grandfather here. Okay, grandfather, and inside this division, like I'm just going to create a very basic layout for you so that I can and I'm just going to give this a class of parent. Okay, and let me just copy this thing. Okay, let's just create one parent here, and inside this parent I am just going to create another div, and this div is going to be child. Okay, class child. Okay, okay, so let me just do it. Child a b. Okay, I'm creating very basic layout. Okay, no things, nothing so fancy here. A B C and D. Okay, and after that I have to do a little bit of layout stuff, styling stuff as well for now. Okay, so I have created a very basic layout here. So with our division with the ID of grandfather, and after that I have two division inside of like this grandfather division with a class parent, and each parent have two child A and B. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to style this thing a little bit. So I'm just going to do grandfather here, grand GRAND and FATH here. Okay, that's great. I'm just doing this so that I can explain you most of the selectors. And after that, I'm just going to like do the parent stuff, parent, and let me just select the child as well, child. And let's see what we are having. Okay, now this thing. So let me just increase the width of this thing to 600 pixels. Okay. So here we have our little bit of whatever you want to say it, you can call it anything. And let me just give this thing a margin as well. Margin of 10 pixels. Okay. So now we have this thing here. And also let me just make this uh, flex direction column. Okay, that's great. Okay, no. Okay, it's working. So as I told you, we have one function by which we can grab something by their ID. So now I'm going to pass grandfather here, grandfather. And if I just give it a save, and let me just go through my console panel. So we have grabbed the grandfather. And if I open it, you can see that we have grabbed the grandfather here. Now, if you want to grab something by their class name, okay. So if you just want to grab something by their class name, we have a function called get elements by ID class. Okay, so again it's very easy. So let's just grab all the childs. Okay, so like the ID child. Okay, child. So we want to get something by their class name, so get elements by class name. Okay, and if I just pass here child, so we are going to get all the childs. So there is a difference between get element by ID and get element by class name. So what is the difference? Obviously in the case of ID we will get a single element, because we consider that the ID should be unique for each and every element. But in the case of class, as you can see, multiple elements can have same class. So these elements have the same class. So in that case, we are going to get the all the list of for the classes. So if I just do a console.log for all the like child, and if I just give it a save, and you will see that we are getting all the elements with the child class. Okay, so actually we are not going to do console.log for these things, but I'm just covering most of the thing here. So here we have all the childs here. Okay, there is a little bit of difference between get element by ID and get element by class names. And also just focus on the spelling. In the case of get element by class names, there is get elements by class name. Okay, In the case of get element by id, we just had get element by id. Okay, so let me just, I will just keep all the things here for you so that it will be easy for you to like check all the things afterwards. So get element by id, and I'm just going to type grandfather here because grandfather was the id. Grandfather. Okay, okay, let's just go with grandfather. Okay, that's great. Now I'm just going to tell you about one more selector. So these are the actually selectors. Okay, and the thing next one is called query selector, and it's one of my favorite selector that I mostly use. So let's just grab all the parents. Okay, I just want to grab all the parents. So what I'm going to do, document dot query selector. Okay, query selector. So if I and what you want to pass inside this query selector, like in the case of get element by class name, you have to pass the class name. In the case of get element by id, you have to pass the id. By the way, these people are so like specific. All the name of function are so specific that these functions don't even require any kind of explanation. Okay, so in the case of query selector, you have to pass the css selector. Like if you want to grab something, so I'm just going to like element. Okay, ele, and I'm just going to log out this ele. Okay, so suppose if you want to select something on the basis of their id, so in the case of if you want to select something on the basis of their id, you have to like let's just grab this grandfather again. I just want to grab this grandfather again for any reason. So what I can do here, I have to pass grandfather here, grandfather, and you have to put this hash symbol before it because we are selecting something on the basis of their id. Okay, so if you can see this, if this is a css selector, isn't it? This is a css selector, the css selector like id1. Okay, like we use it in css. Okay, if I just give it a save and let me just show you the console panel, so we are getting our grandfather. Okay, isn't it cool? Now let me show you one more thing. If I just want to access the parent, if I just want to grab the parent, so I can do I can access the parent by using same query selector. All I have to do is type parent here, and what I have to put dot, because obviously the parent is the class here. Okay, like as you can see, like parent is the class here. Okay, so if you want to select something on the something on their basis of their class, so all you have to type dot here. Again, this is a css selector, and if I just go to my console, so let me just give it a quick save. So here we are getting the parent. Okay, and rest is same. So as basically you just have to pass all the select what we say, uh, the css selector. And by the way, if you just pass, like you can pass the tag name also. So if I just pass here h1, okay, so h1, so it will automatically grab all the h1. So say, see, we are getting the h1 tag, so this h1, so it's grabbing the h1 for us. So query selector is very versatile because you can pass all the css selector here. Okay, so like you can use this thing most of the time, but you can also use these two. And let me just quickly go through or rest of the selectors, because I'm just these three selectors are more than enough, but there is one more selector that I want to cover. Before that, let me just go through the chat, otherwise you people have some kind of doubts and all, or may continue wrong. Okay, what images required, what images are required where it is tag or non-tag? What images are required? Like, can you repeat your question again? Yes, curious selector, Utpal. Why are you giving spoilers, Utpal? I'm just going to cover that. If you are not like, you can see I have list of for all the things. So we are going to cover this thing is covered, this thing is covered, and tag name and children, parent element, and also curious selector all. So this one. So don't give spoilers, please. Are we going fast? If you're feeling like if we are going fast, you can just tell me. I will go slow. We can like have one more extra day. Everything is okay. Days class is okay. Okay. What? Yes, Mohit. Can you just like elaborate? Okay. No. Yes. Please write a whole answer. Yes. No is little bit difficult to understand. Like, can I continue to the next topic? On are we going so fast? Okay. Means there's images should be released on technology, like mean the images should be related. What images, like which images? Okay, Gayatri saying tell slowly. Okay, okay, G Bhargav Reddy, I will just come to your question. Okay, not fast. Okay, that's good. No, Query selector used only for selecting CSS. No, we are not selecting CSS. Actually, in the case of, let me just give you a quick recap that I'm just going to give you anyways. So let me just give you a quick recap so that we can move forward. So these are some of the functions by which we can select element from the HTML. Okay. First one was get element by class name. So you have to pass the name of the class that you want to select. Okay. Second, we have get element by ID. In this case, you have to pass the ID of the element that you want to select. Okay. And so if I just go over here into our HTML, so if I just want to select this division, what I will do, I will do get element by ID, and I will pass the ID grandfather here. Okay. By the way, it's completely upon you which selector you want to use. We have multiple selector. Depending on the situation, we use different kind of selectors. Okay. And we have a like a special selector which is called query selector. In this case, you can pass anything here. So you can pass class name, tag name, or like ID. You can pass anything, it will select it for you. Okay. There is no specific requirement. Like in the case of get element by ID, you have to pass the ID only, otherwise it won't work. But in the case of query selector, you can pass anything. Just keep in mind, if you are passing any kind of ID, just put a hash here. Okay. And if you're selecting anything on the basis of the class, put a dot before the name of class. Okay. Parent. Okay. And if you're selecting anything by their tag name, if you just want to select all like h1, so just pass h1. Okay. So it will select it for you. So it's like general purpose, and these two are very specific. But there is a little catch in the case of query selector. So if I just go to my console here, so if I just want to grab on the basis of class, okay, so I just want to grab the elements on the basis of their class. So I'm just going to pass query selector and dot parent, because I want to select elements on the basis of class. So like this one and this one. And if I just do a console.log here, as you can see, we are just getting one division here. Okay, one division here. But if you see closely in your HTML, we have two elements, this one and this one, with the class as a parent. Okay, class parent. So query, there is a little bit of issue with the query selector, that it will not select all the elements. It will just select the one element, the first one. So that's why we have again a special function called query selector all. And if you use query selector all, now it will select all the elements which matches this criteria. And the criteria is the class should be parent. So if I just go over here, now it's giving us two divisions. Okay. So yeah, these are two divisions in the form of node list and all. By the way, now we are selecting two divisions. Okay. So the difference between query selector and query selector all is, in the case of query, let me just say all element and element. So if I just do e element, all e element. Okay. So in the case of query selector, it will just select the first element. Okay, whatever condition you pass, you pass a ID or a tag name, or like a class name, but it will just select the first element it will catch. So that's why, if even if I have multiple h1, if I just use multiple h1 tags, so let me just use one more HTML tag, h1 tag here. So h1. Okay, I am h1. Okay. And now if I just give it a save, and let me just go, so here we have two h1s. Okay, this h1 and this h1. But if I just pass h1 here, so you will see that it is just going it's just going to give me one h1 tag, the first one. So first one it encounters, it will just give me that one. See, we are just getting one, first h1. Okay, see, we are just getting one h1. But we just want to, if you just want to select all the h1s, just use query selector all. Okay, instead of query selector, just use query selector all. Okay, let me just show you. Okay, and let me just give you a quick console.log all el. Okay, so the query selector all will actually give you all the h1s here. So query selector will just give you first one, and the case of query selector all, it will give you all the elements. So we have this element and this element. Okay, this is the little bit small difference between these two. And again, we have some basic selectors like let me just tell you about these. Like we have selector by name, so like tag. Okay, So you can also select any element on the basis of their id, get element by tag name. Okay, so if you just want to grab anything on the basis of their tag name, you can do use get element by tag name. But as you can see, query selector can also select elements by their tag name. So these are the specific one, and these two are like very generalized, they can select anything. So these all are the selectors that we are going to use, but generally we mostly use any one of them or two of them depending on the project and all. Okay, so this is the these all are the selectors. And again, let me just tell you about some of the more selectors. Okay, and as we are going to progress to our session, I'm just going to tell you about more of these selectors and all. Let's just move to the next topic, and let me just check out, like check if you have any doubt, just message me right now in the chat. JavaScript hell, why bro? Like JavaScript is not hell. JavaScript is one of the most popular programming language, like Python and JavaScript. Like these are the two programming language which can lend you job very easily on with very good hesitate to ask. Like nobody is going to judge you. I was the most stupid student in my class, so I can connect to all the stupid students. Yeah, Bhumi, yeah, I will just go a bit slow, no worry. Yeah. I will just, if you have any doubt, just do let me. Are you watching TV? Okay, who is watching TV? Please slow, sir. Okay, I will just go slow. Okay. JavaScript is the coolest running ones. Okay. By the way, just tell me about all the doubts you have. So that if you just want to have a recap, or I can do that for you as well. Okay. Now let's move to the next topic. So again, I'm just going to select any one of them. So then we can basically, now we have selected the element. Okay. So the first part is completed. Now let's move to the second part. Now we are going to do the manipulation. Okay. Like the most fun part. So let me just select something. So let me just create a box again so that we can play with that box. So let me just make this thing okay, so like id and box. Okay, i am a I am just a box. Okay, so we have a box on our screen. Let's see if we have a screen a box or not. I am just a box. Okay, so we have our box here, and let me just go through the CSS. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to create a copy of a style. So box. Okay, let's just save it, and 300 pixels. Okay. So now we are going to have a box here, and I'm just going to play with this box. So what all stuff we can do with this? So let's just first of all we have to select this box. So let's just try to select this box by all the possible ways. Okay, let me just give this box a class as well. So class, let's just give it a class just give it a class of child. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to select this box first by id, then I will select it by all the rest of the possible ways. So okay, let's just go. So get element by id, and for that what I have to do, I have to pass the id, and the id is box. And I can, what I can do, I can basically put any text content inside of it. So what I can do, I can do box dot text content equals to, and whatever you put whatever you write inside the text content is going to be the become the text content of this box. So hello world, like this is the most common thing that you can put. And if I just give it a save, so the see the content of this box is changed to hello world. And we have two ways to change the content of any division or any element. So we have one more way, which is called inner text. Okay, there's a bit of difference in both the functions, like inner text. And if I just give it a save, and let me just change something by inner text. Okay, so by inner text, so both the things are used to put any kind of what do you say, any kind of text content, anything. If you just want to update the text of any element in your HTML page, you can utilize this thing. So what you let me just, you can grab anything. You can grab this title and you can change the text content of that thing. Okay, first thing, we have two functions, and I will just come to the difference between this. So just remind me after some time, so that, and by the way, I have to announce the winner of yesterday quiz. So I'm going to do that in 5 minutes. Why I announce the like winners after some time, so that you people can't leave and we can have little bit of watching. Okay, now the let me just get see what we can do. Okay, now what you can do, you can append something also. What is this appending is? So as I told you, you can grab something. Okay, and by the way, let's just we will do append afterwards. So let's just change the class list. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to create a class here. First of all, let's just create a class called mm, 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 uh, name this class anything. Border. Okay, border. I'm just going to create a class called border, and this, and let me just increase the border. Okay, so in your CSS, just create a class border. Okay, remember yesterday I told you that there are multiple ways to style something from some element from of your HTML from your JavaScript. Like what I'm trying to say, that you can also update the styling. You can also change the styling of your divisions, of your elements of HTML from your JavaScript. So the step one is obviously going to be same. Like you have to grab that thing first. And what I told you yesterday, like I'm just going to tell you three ways by which you can update the style. So suppose I just want to give this box a border. So for that, what I can do, I just have to do what box dot style, box dot style dot border, whatever style you want to update, just put it there, and equals to, and like whatever like whatever style you want to give, just 1 pixel solid red. So let me just do it 2 pixel solid red, and if I just give it a save, and as you can see, like let me just increase the size 5 pixels for the red. So now this box have a little bit of styling. So you can like style anything. If you just want to change the border color, so what we have to do, box dot style. Okay, first of all you have to select the element, and after selecting that element, just do dot. Okay, dot background color to green. If I just give it a save, the color is changed, and you can basically change anything. Like if you want to give some kind of margin or padding or shadow and all, you can do anything. So this is our first way. Okay, this is our first way to update the styling. Okay, now let me just tell you about the second way. So if you just don't want to write all the styling in this manner, okay, if you're just feeling uncomfortable like by seeing this, we have another way. So let me put everything in comment, and now what I'm going to do, let me just do this. So we are utilizing this function. Now box dot style, just put box dot style equals to and backticks. Now inside this backticks, you can basically write all of your CSS, like normal CSS, like border and background color and font size and box shadow, okay, and little bit of box radius, whatever, border radius, and if I just give it a save, so now we have a little pretty looking box. So it is a second way of styling something by JavaScript. Step one is to select the element that you want to style, and after that you can do the styling. Okay, and after that we have third way. Okay, so let me just tell you about the third way. And third way is by using the class. So what you can do, you can basically update the list of class. So if I just go over here to our box, so yeah, so this box have a class of child only. Okay, so this like this box have just a class of child, and by your JavaScript, like inside our JavaScript, we can basically update this list. So what you have to do for that, if I just do a console.log of box dot class list. Okay, class list, and all these things are like fixed, these are the syntax and so on. So if you just do whatever the element you want to select, select it first, and after that, if you just do box dot class list, and if I just go to our console, you can see it's actually telling us what are the classes it have. So our box just have a single class called child. By the way, we are not going to utilize this thing, and now what I'm going to tell you is much more important. Now what you can do, actually you can remove any class from that thing. Like if I just want to remove the class child from this division, so what you like, let's just first add the class, and again it's very straightforward, very easy. Just do box dot class list dot add. Okay, and you can pass the class name that you want to add. So suppose I just want to add this class border. So all you have to do, just put it here. And if I just give it a save, now this thing have any border. Okay. And what you can do as well, you can remove any class. So if I just do remove here, remove, and just name the class that you want to remove. So if I just put a child here, because I just want to remove this child class from this HTML box. And if I just give it a save, so now this class is removed. This child class was actually giving it a like the margin and all. So if I just do this, so we have margin. Let me just see what child class is actually doing. Okay, it is just giving the margin. Okay. Okay. And we have third way, and it's actually called toggle. Okay. So what is actually going to do? Like if let me just put a toggle here. Okay. And if I just give it a say border. Okay. So by the way, let me just give you a quick recap. On any element, you can basically update the class list. So actually this list, you can add something into this list and you can remove something from this list. For that, we have very basic two functions, uh, element dot class list dot add, and inside the parenthesis just pass the name of the class that you want to add. And just keep in mind that you have to create that class in your CSS, otherwise it won't affect much. Okay. And then if you want to remove something, just put remove instead of add, and if that element have that specific class, it will remove it. And if it does not have that specific class, it cannot do anything. So suppose if I just want to trying to remove the class parent from this box. Okay. So like if I just want to remove the class name, whatever class name, let me just show it to you directly. So if I just try to remove any class like box dot class list dot remove, and remove, and if I just pass anything inside of it, so it just won't do anything, because this element does not have that specific class. By the way, if I just put add here and if I just give it a save, it also won't do anything, because we does not have any specific class related to like this with this name. And if I just create a class with this name, so it will affect something. But after that, we have last thing, which is called toggle, class list dot toggle. And what is it is going to do for you? So it will add the class if that thing does not have that already. So let me just show it to you. It's very easy, by the way. So as you can see, this div box doesn't have this class border. Okay. So it will add it for you. And by the way, if that if I just go over here and if I just add the border class here, okay, child and border class are both here, and if I just go over here, this toggle will remove that class. Okay. So if I just remove it, so this thing have the border class. Okay. This box have a child and border, both the classes. And toggle will, what toggle will actually do, if this border class is already present in this division, it will remove. And if there is no border class in that thing, it will add. So like it's very easy to understand. It's toggling. Okay. अगर पहले से है तो वो ऐड रिमूव कर देगा, और अगर नहीं था तो वो ऐड कर देगा. दैट्स ऑल. ओके. So by the way, we don't use toggle much. We can use it for something like searches and all. So that's the only use case of border, or like this thing. Okay. So now these were the three ways by which you can style something. So by just doing this is our first way. Okay. So you can specifically modify the single property of CSS. If you just want to, you can just go with this thing. And second way, if you just want to like write all of your CSS, you can just use this way. And the third one is by adding and removing some of the classes. Okay. So these were the three ways by which you can style something. And this was the way. Okay. There is a child who is shouting. Okay, so this is the way by which you can update any content inside of any like your HTML element. So let me just go through the chat first, and after that, now I'm going to tell you about adding an event listener. So now we are going to take some actions as well. Okay, what is the assignment, please? JavaScript police. Can you please about the assignment? People are okay. Just give me one more second, so I will just okay, Mayank Patel is asking about the difference between. Yes, I am. Okay, thank you for reminding me, Ajay. I will just cover this part as well. Sir, will you teach the OOPS concept a little bit? Okay, I will give you a quick recap at the very end. Okay, because this session was not all about the OOPS concept, because I like my students so much, so I don't generally do this. I will just explain you for you. By the way, just give me 5 minutes. So I will just see what is the issue related to the assignment. By the way, जब तक डाउट पूछ लो, okay, ask the doubts. Okay, I will get the response from the team and I will update you. Okay. Query selector. Okay, I will just cover. Sir, where you learned chess? Your okay. Saikaran, thank you for that. I also when I was young, I was in coaching, so there I learned all of my concepts. Okay, how to take? Yes, Alisha, that is the more fun part. Okay, we are ready. Ready to, it's easy, create a file push. Yeah, we are going to do that. Okay, now let's move to the second thing, like next concept. Okay, next concept. So I'm just going to use this class one, okay, to update something. For now, let me just remove. Now let me just tell you about, like, we have just 15 minutes left for this session and rest we will cover tomorrow. And let me just tell you about one of the most coolest thing. Now let's take a little bit of user response. So what first of all we have to understand what user can do with our website. So let me it can there's a very limited thing that user can do. He or she can click on something. Okay, he or she can click on something like button, division, or anything like that. He or she can scroll. Okay, or he or she can drag, or like he or she can select the text. So what these things are, for user, like for user it is nothing, like for a regular person these things are nothing, but for developers these are actually events. Okay, so if user clicks on our website anywhere, so it's an event for us. And if and what we are going to do, we are going to set up a event listener. Okay, now what is this event listener is? So as soon as any kind of event is happened on our web page, we are going to listen for that event and we are going to perform something for them. Okay, so let's just do it. By the way, it's again very easy. So let's first of all we have to set up a event listener. So let me just select an event listener for this box. So how you are going to do this? So suppose you want to show a alert as soon as user click on this box. Okay, as soon as user click on this box, you want to show a alert. Don't click this box. Okay, you want to show this. So what you want to do? You want to set up an event listener, because if now, right now I'm clicking over this box, nothing is happening. Actually, it's my English. That extension actually helped me to write English. Actually, it's called Grammarly. The Grammarly is very good if you are not so good in English. So yeah, what I want to do, if user click on this box, I just want to do something. So now, as I told you, clicking on this box is an event. Clicking on this box is an event, and now we want to listen for that event, and it's very easy, like super easy. So what I want to do, like any all you have to do, type box here. Okay, box. Why box? First of all, you have to select the element for which you want to set up an event listener. So I want to set an event listener for this box, so that's why I have to select it. By the way, you can set an event listener for anything, like anything, but right now I will just want to set an event listener for this box, and dot, and there is a very specific function for that called add event listener. Okay, that's all. Add event listener. Now we just want to pass the type of event. Okay, so add event listener. Now if I just click on this box, nothing, so like nothing is actually happening. Now in this it's a function. Add event listener is a function. Add event listener is a function. And inside the first argument that we have to pass inside this function is the type of event. Like, okay, JavaScript is understanding. Okay, on the box you want to set up a event listener. Can you just tell me what kind of event listener you want to set? Like, you can user can do a lot of stuff. He or she can click, scroll, select, right click, and like hover. So these all kind of events. But what event you want to set up a event listener? So you have to provide the name of that event. So the name of the event is click. Now you will be wondering, okay, how you are able to know all these event names? It's very easy. Just go to this thing, like inside this function, put a blank string and press the control and space together. Okay, and it will just show you all the possible events you can have here. So let me just show you to you. So just go here, okay, in between here, and just put control ctr and space together, and your VS Code will actually tell you all the possible events that you can have. And literally we have like thousands of events possible here, not thousands, hundreds. So what the which event we want to use? Like we can have a scroll, select, select start, stalled, submit, suspended, timeout, toggle. Like we have touch and etc etc. But the event we are looking for is called click. Just pass this thing. Okay, that's great. So we are now setting up an event listener for this box, and the event is click. And just after some time, I just going to set up more event listeners, so it will be more clear to you. Now everything is done, but now okay, JavaScript got this point. Okay, so on the box you want to set up a event listener and the type of event is click. But bro, please tell me what I have to do if this event happens. Okay, I understood everything. I am setting up an event listener for this box, but can you please also tell me what to do? So for that, what I have to do, in the second parameter, pass a function, I'm just going to come to this point as again. So in the second parameter, pass a function, and inside the function, you can write anything. Like as I told you, function is just a piece of code, and inside the function, you can pass anything. So let me just pass here, alert, alert, don't click me. Okay, alert, don't click me. Okay, and let me just give it a save. Okay, okay, don't click me. And if I now the event listener is completed. Okay, the only thing that I feel like that you are going to have doubt is about this second parameter. So I will just come to this part one more time. So if I just click here, so as you can see, as soon as I click it, I'm getting an alert, don't click me. Okay, I'm getting an alert, don't click me. But let me do one more thing. Remember this toggle. So what toggle actually does, it just remove or add the class. It will add the class if that particular element does not have that class previously, and if had that class already, it will remove it. So now what I'm going to do, whenever any user is going to, I'm actually setting up an event listener on the box. So on the box, I am setting up an event listener. The type of event is click, and if this event actually happens, I will execute this function. And inside this function, what I have written, the box.classlist.toggle border. So this piece of code will get execute as soon as somebody do this event. Okay, and now let me just show you one thing. So if I just click over this box, so see the border is coming and going. Okay, like it is changing. So now we are like moving towards the actual JavaScript. So slowly with baby steps, we are going towards it. Now let me just clear your, if you have any doubt related to the second part. So now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to remove this function for now, so that it's going to be very easy for you to understand. Okay, so let me just create a function, and you can name this function anything on click box. So by the way, always name your function, and the function name is on click box. Okay, so I have created a function on click box. So basically try to name your functions in a very pretty way so that it's easier to understand after some time. Okay, and in the second parameter, you have to pass the function. Okay, inside the second parameter, as I told you, you have to pass the function. Okay, so on an event listener, okay, on the box, you want to set up an event listener, and the type of event is click. And as soon as this event happens, I just want to execute this function. Okay, I just want to execute the function with name on click box. So here I've created this function, and this thing will actually happen. But if you don't want to write your function separately, what you can do, you can just copy paste this whole function. You can just cut this function and you can paste it here. Okay, that will also work for us, you. And it's a little bit better to do things like this, so that it's easier for us to understand. By the way, you can like generally I prefer this way, because its readability is much more better in this case. So just create a function that you want to execute as soon as something happens. So that's all. Okay, So in the second parameter of this add event listener function, you have to pass the name of the function that you want to execute. I hope I'm very clear. Okay, so now everything is working fine. Now what you can do actually here is, like, now the possibilities are infinite. You can do a lot of stuff. So like, let me just tell you, show you some more events. So suppose if anybody like hover over this box, if anybody just hover over this box, I just want to, let me just add some, you can add as much event listener you want. So I'm just going to add another event listener on something else. So let me just add an event listener on this h1 tag. Okay, I just want to add an event listener on this h1 tag. So let me just grab this thing first. So let's just grab this thing called title. Okay, title. So because the id of this h1 tag is title, so equals to document dot query selector. As I told you, like, you can use any selector you want. In the query selector, I'm just going to use the id one. Id. Okay, title. Okay, so in the query selector you can pass anything: class name, id, tag name, anything. So if you are passing basically a id, put a hash symbol first. And if you're passing a class, just put a dot. And if you're just passing any kind of tag name, you can directly pass the tag name. So it actually looks like the css selector. So that's why we say this as a css selector here also. So see, like, if we select something on the basis of class, we put dot. If we select something on the basis of there is no relation between these two things, by the way. I'm just telling you this because it looks a little bit similar. And now what I want to do on the title, if somebody hovers over this title, I just want to change the content of it. So I just want to set up an event listener for this title. Okay, for this thing. So I have selected this thing here. So what I'm going to do, title dot add event listener, and the type of event that we are looking for is hover. Okay, let me just see if we have any kind of, okay, on focus or something like that. Let's just see all the list we have here. Apply call, add event listener. मेरे को याद नहीं आ रहा एक्चुअली hover वाला क्या है. On hover or basic some hover something like title dot add event listener. Okay, I will just Google it afterwards. So let's just go with hover for now. And after that I will Google it, because मेरे दिमाग से एकदम निकल गया. Like sometimes it happens. And let me just change the class. Okay, I'm just going to change the styling of this. Title dot text content equals to hello. Okay, let's just see if it's working. Obviously it's not. So what I want to see, like, let me just see hover event js on mouse over. Okay, so that's why the event is on mouse over. By the way, we have a list actually on mouse over. Okay, it is not again. So let me just go with the click, and I will show you the list where you can find all the event list. Okay, so if you just click over it, and let me just show you where you can find. So just there is a website called W3 schools, like I think you have already seen it. So all the JS events, because till it's been 5 to 6 years I have been coding, and till now I haven't remember all of the, okay, all of these events and all. So here we have all the possible events. Just type like W3 schools. So we have all can play, click, then drop, error, focus. So we have focus. Okay, I think this was not focus, by the way. And mouse down, mouse enter. Okay, so mouse enter was the event. And we have there little bit of okay. So as soon as I put my cursor here, like let me just give it a save. And as soon as I put my go like hover this thing, the content is changing. Okay, so you can do anything, like. And also we have something called on mouse leave. If we have something called a mouse enter, obviously we are going to have something called mouse leave. So let me just do it mouse leave. And what I'm going to do, title dot, okay, JavaScript day one, JavaScript day one. So let me just show it to you. So now you can see, as soon as I'm hovering over it, the content is changing. Okay, that's all for today's session, by the way. And again, if you have any doubts, do let me know in the chat, so I will cover it for you. And there is a list, there's a website where you can find all the possible events for any event. I think my camera is not working properly. Hopefully it is. And by the way, if you have Okay, theme. Okay, by the way, if you have any doubts, just ask me, and I will like mouse over. Thank you for that mouse over. Why font? And I'm just going to go through the list, and all the doubts that you have asked, I'm just going to cover in tomorrow's session. And as well as in the tomorrow session, we are going to create a project. In this project, actually, I'm like, if we got like watching of 150 tomorrow, I will cover two projects. Okay, so it depends how much watching we have. Okay, so you can call your friends and family. Like you can use two accounts to see. So you whatever you want to do, you can do, and that's it. And let me just answer a question related to the assignment. Okay, there is one. Okay, okay, okay. So there is a one link in the chat, and you can go there. Okay, so there is a one link, and there you can go registration advance. So this is the one link. Okay, just click here. Let me just share my screen first. So just go click on this link. Okay, in this link, and here you will find all the details. Okay, and before ending the session, let me just tell you, announce the winners. So the winner for yesterday quiz is Jivita. She got the first prize, Jivita. Second prize goes to Yashi Agrawal, and third goes to Mithil Chauhan. Congratulations to you. I know, like, I hope you know what are kind of prizes you are going to win, and thank you for participating. And at the very end, let me just tell you about the offer we are having right now. So if you just like enroll into our full stack development program, just visit our website, and if you just click on this start learning, and you will find our courses. So full stack web development program, and it's the length of this course is 6 months, and it is completely job ready. So till now, if you're finding any kind of interest in this coding and software engineering stuff, you can like think of getting enrolled. And if you are feeling like that, okay, you want to pursue this coding for your life, just use my coupon code SK10 to get 10% of discount. So just do it. And thank you for joining. I will see you tomorrow. The VS Code theme I am using is material community. Okay, color theme. Community material theme, ocean high contrast. Okay, the font I'm using is Dank Mono, DANK MONO. I like this. Okay, that's great. By the way, thank you for joining. I hope I will see you in tomorrow's session. Tomorrow we are going to cover two projects. If we have like watching on 150, otherwise, obviously we are going to like have a single project today. And I hope you will have a great day. Bye bye.